Hello, everybody. We're back in a new format. We've got a Roadcaster Video S that now is a switcher for us to make not only my job a little bit easier, but easier that you get to see the person a little bit more who's speaking. So today I welcome everyone to Mr. Shaun Evans again.
Ashman, how are we? And hello, folks. Look at this new setup. Ashman has worked 434 hours to put this together, so great job to you, mate. I don't know how you've done it. I don't understand the technology, so well done, big fella, and it's going to be good for us in the future. It's going to work out really well, I think.
Well, hopefully it cuts out a bit of time for us all that we can enjoy another beer rather than and a soft drink, you know what I mean? So we're going to quickly touch on a subject. This podcast that has sort of grown into a weekly event that Shaun and I are doing is for entertainment only. It's not here to put people down. We don't use business names, and we try also not to use people's names, and it is here for fun. It's beer-fueled fun. That's what it's all about. So we don't go out of our way to get involved in topics or at least be specific to people so that everyone can have some fun with it, because that's what it's all about. So what do you think, Shawnee?
Yeah, look, we're since day one, you and I have always said it's for fun for people and also fun for you and I, you know, and we always like to just bring things that we find interesting in our lives. We don't always get it right, of course, which is the case, but look, certainly from my point of view, if we've said anything that has offended anyone or anyone in the journey, then we really do, you know, we say we're sorry to that. We tip our hat. We're not here to put anyone down and make anyone, you know, upset. So I'd like to, you know, personally say if we've upset any individuals or anyone along the way, then we're sorry as a group, because that's not what you and I have based this on, Ash. We're based it on fun and a good time. And so, you know, that's just where I'm coming from. If we've upset anyone, once again, just sorry to people out there.
Well said, buddy. I'll back it up 100%. It's not there to take the piss out of people. It's a bit of beer-fueled fun to have a bit of time out, and that's what it's based on. And once again, apologies if there has been something that's directive. It certainly isn't out there to pinpoint people. So be that as it may, we move on anyway. And welcome. Here we are. We're on the new format. So
here we go. New format. I'm excited by this. Although I'm going to see there's no more buttons for me to bugger up now with sound effects. So I think people will be happy with that in the background.
We've taken it away, Bob. Yep.
Yeah, Bob's. I think we've just, instead of mucking around with a stick and getting it wrong, we just decided, well, bloody hell, we'll just remove the whole sound effect panel, which does, I'm sure, Ash, along the way, you'll work in some sounds when you're doing your review of it all and putting it all together. But, new way of doing it, and really great. This way people can just watch us and focus in on, you know, who's talking, and it's the way that most podcasts are going these days.
Absolutely, brother. Yeah, you've said that very well. So we got a few little teething problems with not quite having the right gear yet. So we are getting there, and that's part of the journey too. That's the fun of not having it right and trying to
technology,
trying to get by with whatever you got. But
you're doing better than me, mate.
Well, we've just had Anzac Day. That was a really good day. Pete and I shot up to the Tea Tree Gully RSL to make sure not only the sun came up, nice pink sky this year, but also we do like to go up there and watch the two up and make sure the beers aren't off. And we did have about 6 or 7 pints up there in the morning, which was good. That was a good early start from about 7 till 10 o'clock. And
didn't cost you a lot?
No, the beer's only cheap. It's only $5 up there. So you get a beer card. I think we got 4 beer cards to start, and they went quite quickly, so we had to go back and get a few more. But I got up there and I said to one of the blokes that was giving the beers out anyway out in the tents, I said, "Looks like you've only got 1 carton of Reds there, mate." And he said, "Oh, we can fill it up, mate, if we run out. I said, well, how about we not wait till it runs out?
Yeah.
Pete said, take it easy, Ash. It's RSL day, right? So anyway, next time we went back, there were 2 slabs in there. So
Okay,
there were
nice.
quite a lot of gully. Pete's old footy players and that play, they go up there and we meet them there up in
nice.
the RSL every year now. And we're starting to get to know everybody, which is good. You know, it's humbling. You know, it's 12 months again before you'd seen them or have seen them. And you know, time's no barrier. But what a great day, you know.
So you went back in the afternoon?
No, we only go in the morning.
Oh,
so
you did. Yeah, I thought you were due to go back at about 2:00 in the afternoon. So that was my. I had a phone call from a gentleman by the name of Pete Remfrey, the Stingray, at about 10:00. He actually woke me up. To be honest, I'm someone that I was really upset at myself because I love to get up for the dawn service and go to that, and was going to join you 2 blokes, and bugger me, phone goes off, and I'm thinking, hello, what's phone's going off a bit early? But no, it was already 10:00, so that was Pete just asking me where I was. So apologies to both of you for leaving you in the lurch. But there was a rumour that you were going back in the afternoon at about 2:00 for their party they were having up there. So I didn't know whether you'd made your way back.
No, we didn't get back up there. We only do the one session, otherwise we'd be illegally driving. So we like to get up there early, get it done, and then walk back home. So no, it's nice and close to home. It's terrific, and we make sure that there's plenty of food here. I think we had a double sausage, cheese, toasty bread with tomato sauce and onion. So. We made sure we didn't get any food up there, but when we got back, we certainly cracked that. And that when the yawns come on about 1:30, just before the footy starts, there's a bit of nodding going off. So
although Pete's Collingwood was on.
Yeah, Pete's Collingwood was on. He, as you know, he's not a big fan of Collingwood, and yeah, Collingwood Essendon. You know, it's the same one every year, isn't it?
Yeah, and then I went to the Port Adelaide Geelong match. I did say I miss being here because I've been here the last few Anzac days, and
it's a good day. I think it's on par with Bathurst.
Stayed at home with my daughters and sort of had the day with them, sort of watching footy then and there, and we had to go mid-afternoon into the game, so that's why I didn't sort of come up here. But
can I cut you off there? Didn't Port play well? Like know. Credit where credit's due. They did not let Geelong start.
Well,
how was Dangerfield? He looked like he was 114 years old.
The thing that my daughter and I love about going to our Port games over the years, there's ones where you think, oh, God, they're going to get bloody flogged. You know, that this is going to be no good. Like the Boak game that they had against Gold Coast. Gold Coast were on a going to belt them last year, and very last game, and Port just turned up with an attitude that was just phenomenal, and drove Gold Coast into the ground and won that. And there was an emotional thing watching your footy team play so well, and just, you know, so no expectation going there Saturday night. Obviously, thought the Cat Putty Tats might do them by about 100, but oh God, we thought we're gonna, but you know, Port got out there and there was a few cats having to go to the RSPCA, a few damaged Putty Tats from getting injured. Port were playing that hard at them, so really proud of that team, and you know, you can see what the new coach is trying to form now, so I think we'll win the flag from here. I think it's I think that was the expectation walking out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing one of the big cats there try to kick Butters into next week, and I think his knee hyperextended, didn't it? It didn't.
Yes.
Did his did some damage? I think. I know they strapped him back up, and he come back on eventually, but.
Well, my understanding was they took him to the RSPCA, give him a saucer of milk.
Allegedly, it was the RSPCA. I think
he still didn't come
hospital.
up. He still didn't come up. But no, you know, from a Port point of view, you love when you go there and your team's just going full tilt. The problem that we have now is that we run into the Adelaide Crows, who really aren't going too great. So that's going to be an interesting one Saturday night. A big game Friday night.
Yeah, that's it. It's the I don't know what number it is, but yeah, no, it's going to be a cracker. I personally would put my money on Port the way they're playing. The Crows are flying backwards at the moment. It's very hard to watch that mob. I said to my father-in-law, when they win 5 in a row, I'll stick by them again. And man, that looks like it's a little way off again. But
lucky you got your baseball.
Sure, there's a few internal issues going on down there. But at the end of the day, you put the Guernsey on, you play for it, and that's what it's about. If you get beaten by a better team, but you did the best you could, well, no worries. But if you look shit on the track and you're lazy and you're standing around, and allegedly, it doesn't look good, mate. Doesn't look good.
I watched the Brisbane Adelaide game and felt, gee, I think Port might be a chance next week, funnily. But the other thing is that I just want to say, on behalf of our show as well, we love sport people and we love life and people in general. So, can the show, I guess, Ash, just say we're sorry for the Dawson family and what's gone on with them. It's been hideous what's taken place with that particular family and Jordan. So certainly there was a lot of emotion there after the game on the weekend for him. So, look, I'm a Port guy, but I'm also a guy that likes, to be fair.
Oh, you're
life.
a human being, aren't you? You're a human.
I'm a human. Well, they say some of us are, but, but to that extent, I think we should possibly, just put it out there that, we're sorry to the Dawson family and sorry of that hearing of that tragedy, because it's a terrible tale.
Terrible. And we're all about mental health on this one. This one comes from Sonny Lerm, and yes, he's a big advocate for it, that you give your mates a call and just make sure they're all right. So be that as it may, sad times, it's out there, and it's something that we as men especially need to deal with. And if you've got some issues, give your buddy a call.
Oh, absolutely.
Give your buddy a call anyway. If you haven't got issues, just have a bit of a chat. Hey?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we're all about, is the mateship and the getting around each other in tough times and even in good times. It's good to have those good times. And, certainly I've had plenty up here on Bathurst and Anzac Day, Ash, up here having a good day with the boys. So it's good to get out and do your sort of men's stuff all together. And that's not... putting women down, but every now and then a bloke needs to get around his mates and get on the cans, doesn't he? So
absolutely. Well said, buddy. Look, the AFL's, what are we in, 6 weeks now, are we?
7.
7 weeks down. 7, 14, 21. Isn't it quick? You've been waiting all this time over summer for it to start, and here we are already almost a third of the way through. I think next week will be a third.
Yeah.
So that goes pretty fast, doesn't it? It's incredible.
Oh, it is incredible. And second to that, I looked last night as I went to bed. My little head hit the pillow quite softly and calmly because I saw that we were actually above the Crows on the ladder as well.
Is that right? Port put a bit of time into that. I really couldn't give two shits where they are on the field, but on the scoreboard. On the table, if you like, but
I just had a look at it. I thought, gee, I wonder where we are. And look, we're 11th, and I think the Crows are 13th. But I wouldn't have thought that would have been the case after round 7. I really tipped Adelaide to have a super year. So, but they ran into it. They're probably the best side still in the competition in Brisbane. I think Brisbane are just electric the way they play footy, and I think I've actually tipped them to win the triple. I think they'll win again this year. Certainly Sydney will be up there, and Hawthorn potentially now with the way they're playing. But Brisbane, gee, they look good, and I don't think it's any blight on the Crows to go up to Brisbane and get belted. I think plenty of teams will do that throughout the year.
They certainly play their songs quite a long time into the game when it restarts, doesn't it?
Oh, it gives me the
We
shits.
won't use their name, we won't hum it, but boy, oh boy, I reckon it goes on for about 50 seconds from go to woe.
Yeah, it does, and that annoys me. I don't know about you, but that just annoys me. I'm like, bloody, we don't need that playing on. Like, we know you've kicked, we know you've done a special effort, and great to hear your song, terrific. Just get it off. I don't know. I'm not one for that. I think, the other one that gets me is the end of AFL matches, Ash, when the teams go down to the change rooms and you get the boo and the woo and all the Powerade goes over everyone. And, I'm just, I bloody can't stand that. But, my best mate, Adam, he said to me, one thing I hate, and we agreed on it, I said, after matches, and he said, yeah, the same thing. It's just where they go to, boo, woo, and sing the song. And like, what's all that about? I don't know. Or am I just being too grumpy?
I think you're getting too old, mate. I think you're getting too old. I think it's just the young boys being young boys.
Oh, God.
Seems to be a trait that, whenever there's a newbie or, someone new started, that you got to put your junk on them for some reason. I don't know why. It seems to be Powerade is the junk that they seem to be tossing on you. But either way, they're only boys. Most of them are only young.
It gets me as well. We're having a food and a petrol crisis. They're $6 a bottle, those Powerades.
They're not paying for them.
Well, no, fair point. But I just keep saying every time they have a huddle like that, I keep saying to my eldest daughter, there's $60 a Powerade on the floor. And,
You're getting old.
Yeah, she says to me, just put your blanket back on, Dad, and sit there and be quiet, you're a bit grumpy. But especially when it's the other mob and they've just, when Hawthorn did it, and the week before when they beat Port, when we missed the goal and they went down the boo and woo, they're throwing their Powerade. I got a bit grumpy with that, I suppose. But
that's all right. Shaunie, let's have a look at the. I think we'll finish on the AFL. There's only 2 teams playing in this country.
Yeah, well, exactly.
So let's shoot over to the baseball. We won't really get involved anymore in the local stuff too much. It's off season now anyway. Winter ball sort of takes over from here on in around May.
Season.
So we can bring a little bit of that into it, but. At the moment, we got the major leagues happening in America, and our boys are, at least in their league, atop, which is, I think they're 20 wins and...
I think they're 18 wins, actually. I did look it up, and now I've forgotten it.
You can look it up because I can hide you on the camera now, but...
well, this is me and my memory.
Look,
18-10.
18-10, beg your pardon, my fault. I thought we were at 19, but I reckon there's another national Eastern League, or one of them was on 19. I reckon that's where I got it from. But
possibly. And look, Dodgers are 19-9. So if you want to compare how Yankees are now going, we're only a game off what the Dodgers have done. So from that point of view, I know we were down on them a couple of weeks ago because I think you and I tend to ride this pretty emotionally. When they're up, we're all about it, and when they're down, we're pretty black armband.
That's
type
New York
style.
Yankees for you. Yeah.
It is. We tend to wear the black armband, but they're top of the division, game and a half ahead of Tampa. And then they're 5 games ahead of Baltimore, which I find surprising. I thought they might have been better. And then you've got Toronto, which is even more as a surprise, 5.5 games back. And then, of course, the Boston Red Sox, 7 games off top from the
Yankees. They took that trip, didn't they?
Well, it was the 114th birthday of Fenway Stadium, Fenway Park, and Boston wanted New York to come in to celebrate that birthday and share that with them. And I think they probably should have chosen someone else because it was they did. I watched all 3 games, and it was
I remember I got a phone call from daughter Caitlin. She was in Boston at the time. I said, "Hey, make sure you go down to Fenway and have a look at even if you don't get in there, make sure you go and have a look." And she rang me from standing right out the front of the sign, and I choked up again. Hey, Daddy, you still there? And I said, yeah, I'm still here. But, I was all choked up.
Holding tight onto your hanky.
I said to Marty Hall in British Columbia there, I said, make sure you get us up there. I said, that'd be a one for Caitlin and I to go, and Marty and Mandy as well, to go and see certainly a game up there against the Yankees against the Red Sox, and that'd be another bucket list for me, and probably from there shoot up to Niagara, and that's only around the corner there somewhere. So I haven't done the east coast of Canada at all, so I need to get up there and have a look at that. I got a cousin boy, Andrew. How are you, mate? He's living up there, so We need to get up there, mate.
Yeah. Well, and I've always wanted to do Wrigley in Chicago. I've wanted to do
Burner's done it.
Boston, and I've always wanted to do, of course, the Hello Turf in down in New York. I think I might give Queens a bit of a miss at the moment. They're in New York.
You fly over that every time you come into LaGuardia Airport.
Oh,
you come over over that park. What's it called? The Family Park or something?
Yeah.
You hate it. It's a bit like, where we are in Adelaide. You've got, the obviously Power and the Crows, and respectfully, they hate each other.
Mm.
Same thing. You got the Mets and the Yankees. They hate each other.
Well, and looking as a Yankee fan, I'm not upset. The Mets are in diabolical form. They've lost hundreds in a way, and they lost Pete Alonso at the start of the year, who was their big name and the one that all the fans loved, and they let him go for nothing. So the fans were filthy, and he went to Baltimore, as it turns out, in the AL East. But Yankees are laughing at the Mets at the moment because the Mets are just in a massive hole. They're bottom of their division, 10 games out from the lead, so they're in a big dire straits. And of course, we mentioned rivalries with the Red Sox, and as I was telling you just before, the Red Sox had a clean out. So they had a clean out. They got rid of their manager, their batting coach, their pitching coach, and their first and third base coaches. So they did a clean out of their coaching staff, being bottom of the division, which is crazy, particularly when they'd won 17-1 in Baltimore and got back to the hotel and got told after winning 17-1, Ash. So
yeah, that's a fair slap, isn't it?
I don't think that's happened too often, but let's see. They did win today, so whether that has just got rid of an environment that the players weren't happy with, we don't know. But they've won today, so perhaps management and Craig Breslow did know what he was doing, even though he's come in for a lot of stick because he's just got rid of them without even any warning. They got back to the hotel and it's sort of like, grab your pillow, grab your bag and you're out of here. So massive news this week out of the Red Sox. So we'll see what happens to them.
Yeah, 28 games in, isn't it? 18-10.
Yeah, so only 130 odd to go.
161 games, 162.
Yeah, 162. So
162.
I think,
what a big year. And you'll probably find that Aaron Judge will play most of those games anyway.
Well, yeah.
But the boys are up at the minute. They're hitting well. They're fielding well. They're stealing bases. Okay, they've been thrown out at third a few times, but their boys are hitting.
Oh, look.
How many times have I said you can't defend zero? You make it and choose what you want to do with it. If you're not going to hit runs, you're not going to win the game. It's that easy.
Well, and, it's all the old guys. So if you look at that series in Boston, I watched all three games. And it was Judge, the Stantonian, Bellinger.
Rice.
So all the guys that all the older guys, there was a couple of others got involved. But their hitting was phenomenal, and they outscored the Red Sox something like 12-4 for the series, so or 12-3. So that's an absolute stamp of authority. And not only that, it was at times when you thought Red Sox were up, and they sort of thinking, well, gee, we've got this lick, but no, there were some big hits off the Green Monster. Stanton hit the Green Monster about 20 times. I reckon he nearly put a hole through it. It was all the older guys. Unfortunately, Stanton's now has per
a Stantonian home run.
Oh, he said, I love that man. I've got his T-shirt at home, but he's now injured, of course, which is the next step. So he's put his back out, I think, from hitting the ball too hard. But
swinging too hard. He does swing pretty hard, doesn't he? He pushes that nice big firm butt out, and man, does he swing hard? He swings like there's no tomorrow. He's a big bloke, isn't he?
Oh, and you talk about exit velocity off a bat. 120, 130, whatever, tends to get up there. But he was hitting them off the Green Monster at 140, miles per hour off the bat. So
it's quite good too, isn't it? That there's a lot of lefties hitting now, like position 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the batting lineup are hitting as well, and hitting home runs, which is and at least doubles. Going deep into the corners and get those runs in. So it's been good. They did have that low early after I got all excited early that they were 6-1 or 7-1 or 7-2, and boy, they lost 5 or 6 in a row, and I felt deflated. But they seem to be back again. As you said last time, mate, don't get too excited because I let you down before you.
And look, we're going to have another dip. I'm absolutely sure of it. But with it, because there's a long way to go.
There's a few more dips in it, for sure.
But what I will say is also the pitching has been, where there's been Cole and Rodon out, there's been a shortage. But
will they be back? Is Cole back or not?
So they've got Cole, who's done a couple of rehab assignments in AAA. So he's due to be back late May. And Rodon, in good news, was going to be late.
Mayday.
Yep. He is. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, I think we're going down.
It was a bad week last week. I had to get rid of it.
Yeah, it was like. The Rodon should be back early May instead of late May now. So Max Fried, Cam Schittler, and just to explain to the folks out there that don't know, Cam is from Boston, Massachusetts, and he grew up watching the Red Sox. So what happened was when he went to pitch there the other day, they actually threw bottles at him and rubbish over the fence at him because he's a Boston kiddie and from the main part of Boston. His dad's
They thought he was starting to bottleneck, did they?
Yeah, and his dad's in charge of the one of the heads of police in Boston. So, but they've thrown bottles and things at him, yelling at him, and virtually, bordering on harassment. And police had to be called in. So he said, "Well, you can boo and do all that you like because then that just motivates me." So he went out and he threw 8 innings for 1 run.
Jeez, that's not bad, is it?
So. And the day before, there was a shutout thrown by Max Fried, which was he had 13 strikeouts and just looked ridiculous. So those two guys have carried us through this period where we haven't had a 4 rotation. So now May we get go back to a 4-man rotation of dominance. I think, it's good signs ahead, but like you and I always do, man, I don't want to go and say this looks World Series because, then...
It can get ugly very quickly, can't it? That's the bad part. If you lose maybe a road trip or 2 road trips in a row, you could hand those 7 or 8 back pretty quickly, and then you're on a spiral. You got to dig deep again and try to find it. But that's the way it goes.
Well, it's 162 games, Ash, and you and I strap ourselves in each season and ride the waves. And as I say to our listeners, we love our team so much that we go absolutely bananas and say they're going to be world champions when they're up, and then we wear a black armband and walk around crying when we're not doing well. So it's a long season, but the good news is we're only really a win off what in comparison to the Dodgers. If you'd said that had been in the first 20 games, 30 games, I would have taken that. So, I'm not too upset where we're at, and we're leading the division. So
we're leading our division anyway. That's all we got to do for now. We just need to win that one, don't we?
Yeah. Yep.
But, such a long way to go. It's I did watch a short story on Derek Jeter the other day. It was called Mini Movie. It was on YouTube, I think. Wow, what a thing to prop you up, if you're feeling a bit down and needed a bit of a warm drink and a bit of chalky fudge. I sat down and watched that, and boy, did that pick you up. That guy's gold, and what a good leader. The captain, Derek Jeter, number 2. Man, that guy was good. He's charming. He's got it all. He really had the key to the city, didn't he?
He did, and rightly so.
I love his folks. I love his dad. I love his mum. And
it's the good thing that I like about Derek was that he was never arrogant. A lot of those sports people can obviously get a bigger bonce and be not nice people in the background, but he was just lovely to everyone that he came into contact with. Young kids, he always spoke to young kids about baseball and
Yep.
And all that sort of thing. And not only that, I mean, off the charts as a baseballer. But Well, they say generational player, and he's certainly that. He's up there with Mitch McGovern of Carlton. Sorry, that was a joke. But no,
Boom,
Jeter,
boom.
no, Jeter was one of a kind. There's no doubt. You know, your Jordan and your Jeter, they're all in the same sort of breath.
I think so. I think you put him up there with Kelly Slater. You know, like it's not just one, and don't forget, like he won 5 rings, didn't he? You know, and I remember the guy saying to him, "Which one is special?" And he said, "You love your kids all the same. You know, I treat them all the same."
Yeah.
You know, it's there's different players that he played with, and you know, there's a fair gap between a few of them, and you know, they lost a few as well that you know they probably shouldn't have, and you know, once again, you go back to Brooksy always. You know, part of winning's dealing with losing, and he hasn't won everything, but boy, he worked hard, didn't he? And such a good role model, and you know, even on that last game he played where he got a hit to. Between in the corridor there, he got a single base walk off, and you know that was his last game. And you know he would have been packing it. He was coming back from injury with his ankle, and managed to find it still once more on the big occasion. You know, and bang out it went. You know, I just tip my cap to certainly the people that can do that in big times, you know, you're a special person if you can do that.
Can we just quickly coming back to AFL? You got to put someone that I totally admire as a person and who they are and the way they play the game and what their record is Scott Pendlebury.
Didn't he play good?
He had 43 possessions at the age of 57.
He did all right, I reckon, and he didn't even look. Medal? He didn't even look puffed, did he?
Did he win the? I think he won the medal.
He won the medal. Yeah.
For the 4th time, if you don't mind. So, like, he is just someone that he's in that Jeter mode where he's a sports person who you just go, he's still producing at his age, so he knows that he's not.
He's playing better, isn't he? He's like a wine. He just, you know, to get that many. G'day, Jimbo. Like to get so many touches in that game is just incredible, and you tip your cap to those guys. He's humble. He's professional.
Well, even
you can't knock him. You can't knock that quality of person.
Not at all. And you know, he even went up to the Carlton kiddie who missed a shot the week before and said, you know, pat on the back and stick to it, mate. We've all missed these sort of shots, and you know, I believe in you. And didn't have to do that because, you know, obviously Collingwood hate Carlton, but he went up and did that with the Carlton kiddie, and everyone was saying the week after, you know, what a great bloke, you know, what a special guy, you know. And the following week he then goes and has 43 possessions on Anzac Day.
I think Heaney from Sydney's another one of those guys too that it just goes and goes. They got a tank, haven't they? They can just run and run and run and have the skill sets, you know, whether it's a pass off or whatever. Just fantastic to see it, and wicked stuff.
Yeah, so, I mean, Pendlebury, congratulations to him, but, I mean, Jeter.
Derek Jeter.
Do you reckon he could still play? Here's a question for him.
Oh, of course he could. He could. Not at that level, I doubt. I'm sure his eyes now are starting to piss out. I think it's your eyes and your hamstrings, I think the sister-in-law told me. But
is it really?
Yeah, it does. It does. They do go. And once your eyesight goes.
Oh, tell me about it.
You know, I was good right up to 49 3/4. I reckon the day I turned 50, I couldn't read the street signs. You know, I've been on the road for 2.5 million Ks, and I always use the UBDs. And when I turned 50, I could not read the street sign. I thought, shit.
Well, you know, I love when I go into a place now. I'm over 50 as well, obviously, by a few years, and people go, "Can you just write down your name and details?" And they give you a bit of paper, and it's like, "Yeah, sure, yeah, no worries."
A crayon, mate, and a eyeglass.
Just give us 35 minutes, and I'll be back to you. It's not great, but I went in for obviously my cataract surgery, or my eyes are surgery.
Did you
a
get
while ago.
both of them done?
No, I only got one done, and I was saying to Scotty Coxhill, the paymaster, on Saturday. He said, "Oh, you got your eyes done?" I said, "Well, no, I only got one done. Now the other one's failing." So
Did he called you? He called you one-eyed, did he? Or?
yeah, he did. He called me a one-eye fan. So that was his joke. He's always got plenty of jokes. But he said, "Oh, you got both your eyes done?" I said, "I wish I'd got both done. I only got one done. Now the other one's falling apart."
I think that's what happens, isn't it? One's taking all the work for the other one, and then the new one comes on, and the other one says, "Well, it's time for payback here. I'm going to go offline, and you can now start looking at your good eye."
Yeah, exactly. It's bastards, but yeah, no, look, it's just life, isn't it?
Prepare for landing.
Part of getting old, and the eyesight goes. The other thing I struggle with is my knees. Going up and down the grandstand at the footy. By the time I've done that a couple of times, I'm knackered on a Saturday night. My knees are gone, but
Dicky knees,
yeah,
meniscus issues. Yeah, that's for sure. I think that just walking anywhere, let alone carrying doors and everything else you got to do. And
that's huge.
120 kilograms of glass, and you get a few people mixing cement and concrete out the front and mortar, and they don't get out of your way. And yeah, no, it's a funny world out there. Anyway, we're going to move on to. I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Oh, hello.
A little bit of politics. What's going on Australia-wide at the minute? Everything seems to calm down a little bit. I think we've got about a 50 cent reduction in diesel.
We have. Petrol's come down, which is great news for most people. Not quite down to where it was before, certainly, but
I doubt it'll get there too.
I don't think it will. I think you're right. So not much happening Australia-wise. I know Pauline, there's a by-election in Farrer, which is this weekend. So that federal seat, that is. So we've got Farrer coming up as a by-election on Saturday this weekend. So big news as to see whether Pauline can get her orange wave happening over there, or whether the Libs or the Labor.
She'll be good for incoming. I think the seats that she's got now will probably be her limit anyway to what she can control. I think personally she doesn't need any more than the amount of seats she's got at the moment. So. But she's got a role to play, and she's certainly been a good advocate for Australians and the Australian way of life. So we back her.
Well, Farrer will be interesting. I'm interested to see which way that goes, see whether people think that she's going to carry on. However, it's been interesting in the last week or two, both Labor and Liberal are trying to kill that orange wave by basically just putting out every bit of advertising against the guy that's running for Hansen's mob. So they're both attacking him. So it's interesting.
Now, the Queensland Premier, he's been banging on pretty hard about the refinery up there.
Yes.
That they have drilled, and it's come back very clean, hasn't it? It's not a murky oil at all. It's very, very clear. Almost looks like a clean wine.
Yeah, well, I mean...
So, yeah.
Is that good news for us, obviously?
I think it is. I think if once again, the rate, the labour rate here for workers is obviously going to be higher than overseas. But if that's the case and you end up paying 30 cents more a litre or 40 cents more a litre for your fuel, I'd still prefer that it comes from here as much as we can. Yes, of course, we still want it as cheap at the pumps as we can, but I think this has been a really good wake-up call, not only for the defence system, but, Mel Pecos, he's got his own channel out there. You need to get onto YouTube and watch that. He's unreal. He's looking at our defence under a microscope. It's a good one to do, but... at the end of the day, if we can refine stuff here, if we can buy Australian, if we know what's Australian, surely it's got to be better for this country. Surely.
Oh, absolutely. And if you look at worldwide now, each country's doing that, aren't they? Everyone's going there for themselves. They're trying to get their own, each government is now trying to get their own self-sorted, certainly in Europe with England and Italy, etc. So they're trying to, and they're closing their border, and they're all trying to, you know, get their all stuff. I think we've got a massive advantage that we need to tap into, and so. You know, with this working up in Queensland, why the hell not go for it? I think there's probably even some more things that we could be doing in South Australia, you know, for drilling and, you know, I'm not going to say drill, baby, drill, but, you know, I'm sure that we could certainly find some more resources and oil and things that we can use if we went into it and really had a go. And I think we're going to have to become... I think you're right. I think we need to become more self-sufficient going forward because that's what everyone else is going to do.
I think so too, mate. I think that's without a doubt. I think that if you rely on others, you'll be let down. That's part of life. You know, other people's interest is them first and then you second. That's just the way it goes. So even at your best partnerships that you've got in the world, they'll be shaky. You know, in times of need, you look after your backyard first. Everyone's doing it, as you said. Everyone's doing it now, and that's just human nature. That's, you know, even the port of Kanakas, is it, in Indonesia there? What's that one called?
I beg your pardon?
Port of Kanakas or Port of Nakas or whatever it is that they're looking at now putting a levy on getting boats through there.
Are they a country member?
So, you know, once again... You know, people are looking after their sovereign interest, and I understand it totally. And, you know, I think that when the World Wide Web came in, that it obviously then opened up everybody to everybody. I think we've gone now, how many years in? What are we, 30 years in?
Yep.
I think we've all had a wake-up call saying, hey, buy our wool, buy our gas, buy our beautiful refined bloody oil. You know, it's our milk. You know, we're going to buy our milk back. We got so much to buy back. We just hand back everything and then buy it back in.
Yeah, yep, correct. And look, I'm all for Albo jetting off and doing deals with
Singapore,
etc.
Sure.
Because we're in a shortage and that's what the country requires right now. But that's not a move for the future in my mind, because essentially if there is shortages and whatever, guess what Singapore's going to do? They're going to look after themselves. So
they have to.
I just think we need to become more reliant on what we can put together and you know, just bugger everyone else. That's where I'm sort of getting to at the moment. You know, I know we've got international relationships, but really what do they mean at the end of the day anyway? When it all comes to the crunch, if everyone's fighting for themselves, that's what it's going to be. So.
That's right. So we got to stand alone, and I think it's time. You know, I know there's a clause. I know the Premier of Queensland was saying something that there is a underwritten rule that you can write in the need when it appears, and I believe it's in that bracket now, and it can be signed off quite quickly to get it going. So I hope as an Australian that no other party stands in the way to slow this process down, because it's got to happen. You know, you've seen the amount of money that's been spent on defence at the moment, that it's there. It's changing. People's attitudes are changing, that it needs to be done. We've spent too long with our head in the sands that, you know, the world's just a beautiful place, and, you know, dreamy old Australia just sits back and says, oh, yeah, it's a beautiful place. Beers, yeah, we got beers down here, you know, and which we have. And I hope that culture never changes. But at the end of the day, we do need to smarten up. That's one thing. And let's go across the board with it and clean up whatever needs to be cleaned up, and get those basic commodities that we've got an abundance of and keep them here. Yes, make sure we get some overseas so we get more money for it as well, but we do have to look after ourselves first.
Well, how many times do you hear resource rich? We're a resource rich country. We've got oil, we've got gas, we've got everything.
Who owns it though? It's not in our name.
A, who owns it? B, who's putting it together for our future and our safety? I still think, to me, the one that is in my head every single time is this Port of Darwin. Has to be.
It's gone quiet, hasn't it?
It's gone very quiet. Albo said he was going to do it about 6 months ago and look
I hope
into it.
Nobody picks up on it. Hope nobody picks up on it.
Yeah, don't mention it. We'll be okay. And that worries me. So there's things that we really need to tidy up. I don't know whether I just don't think that we go hard enough. I think we need to be harder on the way that we come at other countries.
So
and
you're
the way
saying
we
you
wanna-
do think we need to be harder?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like the way you're speaking.
Well, I mean, we're talking about the Port of Darwin has to be looked at. That cannot be avoided. The other thing is the Air Force Base. I'm not quite sure which part of WA that's in. You'd have to. I know you know off the top of your head, but the US where they have all the planes up there in WA. I've heard they've got 6 runways now. Well, what do they need 6 runways for? They've taken up even more space. Well,
I know about the Darwin side. I know there is a Chinese built. I believe there's and don't quote me on it. I believe there is a Chinese built runway up high on the west coast. I'm not going to say the place because I can't remember it for a starter, but that is, say, a 3-kilometre runway, which is big enough to land.
runway way too long is what it's called.
Yeah.
But there's another American one that is in Western Australia, which has got something now. All their Air Force planes coming in and landing.
Geraldton or something like that.
Somewhere
It's
around
in
that area, but it's in that vicinity. But again, okay, so we got the Chinese in the water up in Northern Territory. We got the Yanks in WA. Where are we taking control of things? That's just my concern.
I think we've got to make sure that we get most of it before it goes. I know we've got to sell it to make money as well. We know that. We understand that. I think all our good tuna goes to China or into the Asian market there, and we get the second grade. And we don't look for that first grade. We don't need that first grade here. But at the end of the day...
Can I ask you a question on that? Why not?
Well, I think as Australians, we haven't got that high ethic of need. We're outback people here. We can get by with our beef.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
We don't need we don't need the best though, do we?
Oh, mate,
Do
this
we?
is what I'm saying to you. This is what I'm saying to you.
Fire in the belly, boy.
I get fired up on this shit. I mean, I could get quite angry. But why do we just, and it comes back to you and what you were just saying, we send off our best tuna to China, right? Let's just say that. So we take our second grade tuna. Why? For our people. Why don't we give the best that we've got to our people first?
Because we make more money selling it to the Chinese.
Oh, man. I don't eat tuna, luckily.
Well, it doesn't come from the Darwin hut. Well, maybe let it go. But, I know what you're saying.
You keep winding me up.
I know what you're saying, but I think, once again, we sell... we shouldn't go into this with the natural resources come from here crude and we buy them back 8 times the price we let it go for.
I get that sort of.
We should get some sort of redundancy for our contribution to it. And there's a lot of minerals here. There's a lot of minerals in WA. There's a lot of stuff there that's not even tapped yet. And it needs to come our way, that's for sure.
This is what my point is, and I'm not going to get angry. I'm going to keep calm here. But I'm saying to you, we've got the resources, we've got the wealth. We're getting overrun by international people coming in, and that's okay for now. But what I would say to you is needs to be capped at that, and we need to just start looking after ourselves. That's the only point I make. We've got our resources. It's almost like, when you go camping and people keep coming in your tent to nick your chockies and your marshmallows at night. I think we just got to close the tent door, zip it up, and stay inside.
Once a jolly swag, man. Yeah, you want to keep an eye on your sheep, don't you?
Yeah.
You think our biggest commodity back day when was our sheep, was our wool, wasn't it?
People will be critical
God,
of what
it was
I'm saying.
nice.
People will be critical.
Everyone will
of
be
what I'm
critical.
saying,
it doesn't matter. We're not here to stir it up.
No.
We do need to be.
Opinion only.
I would hate, as they've said, some major people in Australia saying, we need to be Australian. The Australian larrikin still needs to be there. We need to be Australian. Let's live in Australia and do what the Australians do.
That's why I love Anzac Day and Anzac Weekend so much. Because
I think so, mate.
Because, you know, I went to the Port game, as I've mentioned, and look, one thing I'm proud of my footy club, they do Anzac Day really well, right? So before the game, they had South Australian serving soldiers going around the boundary line from the Air Force, the Navy and the Army, all going around the boundary line so the crowd could clap them and say to them, well done, you know, thanks for your service. And I thought that was fantastic. We then had a South Australian girl sing the national anthem who was in the Navy. And that was terrific, and she was terrific. And then the way they just do the whole thing is so great, and we can't lose that. We just can't lose that. It's such a wonderful bloody thing.
Shawnee, we're getting up around the hour. We might just do our sponsors now with SOS Safety Signs, Jason and Chris down there on Mullers Road.
Sorry, we don't have the sound effects. I'm just doing
Give them a call, yeah. Give them a call down there at Mullers Road, and what a great bunch of blokes. Go down there, get some stickers, signs.
Yes, Jason.
Even they'll tag your cars, mate, and put signs and whatever you need for your corporate stuff. So big shout out to them. They are our number one guys.
Yes.
826-63600. Give them a call. They're terrific, and Big Jace will look after everybody.
Hopefully
So
my sound effects made them proud. That's what we're trying to do.
Hellfire, David down there in Tasmania. Make sure you get your crates of Hellfire drinks. They're certainly...
Looked up a map of Tassie just to see where they were.
Yeah, I'm just down there on the southeast, mate. So go down there, go down and look at ship stands, go for the big walk. Takes you a good hour and maybe hour and a half to go there and back. And I've lost my camera, but I should be back. But at the end of the day...
You've turned black, Ash.
I've turned... I'm a whitey.
Oh, there we are.
But, if you're down there, go and have a look at it. It's a great distillery. It's terrific. So
great name too. I like that.
I reckon. Who else we forgot about this week?
Why don't we? Yeah, I'm just trying to think of who else we might have. Look, did we mention Gary Chavalambis?
Of course we do. Gary the shooter.
We like
Gary.
Gary.
He's been shooting around 23, 24s of late. So good on you. Good on you, Gary.
He's a star.
You're doing a great job, mate. There in your trap shooting, and
we need to mention Pete Greg Norman Renfrey, who is apparently, as I understand it, about to go professional golfing. I
think his handicap's getting better.
Yeah, he wouldn't be a good swimmer because he's always under. He's
under over.
He's a good golfer. Pete.
So he played. Yeah, we did go down to the Penfield Golf Course yesterday, and just to finish off the weekend with the Anzac spirit was we did go around in a score of 77. So
oh my God.
We were 5 over. We had 2 birdies and three double bogeys or something that sort of crawled it back. But we got quite a few pars. He was hitting about 250, 60, 70 metres. He's an absolute bulldog, that guy, when he tees off. And
he'll be on KO soon.
I think he's on KO anyway. He's on all of them.
Is he?
He's on the back of the cars. You've seen the Stingray everywhere.
Oh, we have. And look, should we say hello to Michelle and Gavin and
Absolutely.
Michaela, the usual?
Yeah, we saw Gav up at the RSL. That was great to see him and his boy. Yeah, it was excellent. So
Elliot, yeah, that
it was good to catch Elliot up. He's certainly taller than me now, so he's on the way up. He looks like one of those young dogs with big legs at the moment. He's going to keep going up.
Dashhound.
When you stand alongside Gav, he's pretty tall.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Gav's got some height to him, so...
he's a bulldog, isn't he? He's a lovely, quiet guy.
Oh, I'd tell you what, if I was a single lady, I'd probably make inquiries. But, no, Gav's a great guy.
He's good at clipping lawns.
Yes, he certainly is. And
he'd be good with haircuts, I know that much.
and obviously the girls, Mikhail and Michelle, the usuals that tune into us, the lovely girls that we love. We're all about them, and it's so good to. We'll just say hello to them as well, ladies. Michelle, you keep saying there's nothing to listen to on the bus, so here you go, Dale. You can have a bit of a listen on the bus, and
apologies for the break. We, as I said, this is the first time we've tried to, and we're getting a bit lazy on the switcher here, but down the track, it is a voice operated switcher, so once somebody talks, the camera does switch with the voice. So once I can get it to that point, and it's only education, and I'm a bit of a special needs person at times with computers, so hopefully we can get that up and going pretty soon. But
Mandy's got a carer's license.
But the Roadcaster, hey, Derringer Music, we went down there and
yes,
got this next lot of gear from there. They've done the whole podcast from day one in 2020. So good shout out to the boys. They always give us a reasonable price down there. And if you need good quality gear, go down there, mate. They're Derringer's Music just down there on off of Goodwood Road and near the old Lacornu site. And
after seeing what you've had to go through to put this all together, I am not going down there myself. I think I'll just stay here and watch you do it.
Certainly put me into a prison or something. But anyway, hey, we're going to sign off on this one, mate. This is our first one. This is our us moving forward after the 100 episodes. As I said at the beginning, we this is an entertainment channel. It's here for fun. It's beer fueled. We do fact check as much as we can, but end of the day, we do apologise if there's something that somebody's taken the wrong way.
Absolutely.
It certainly isn't sent that way. And
absolutely,
hey, come for the ride. It's a tiny little channel, but we do have a lot of fun with it, and
yeah, we certainly do.
I'll shout off from this camera, mate, and I'll put the man on the other one, and we'll see you in a week. Sorry, Michelle, about the delay. And
no, well, look, we will see you again, folks. And look, Ash, I'd congratulate you on putting this together. Well done, mate. And we'll see you in about a week.
Okay, mate. Thank you very much.
Ta-da. Bye.
See ya.